So in one of the previous videos, I mentioned that I did not have a gender field in the database, but I put it inside my view model. So this little snippet here is to walk through how do you actually add that gender field to the database table. So to start, we're going to go under the Server Explorer, Tables, and I'm going to go to my TBL user. Right click on that, and you want to open table definition, and this will bring back up the SQL Designer. And inside of here, we can come down to the bottom and simply type in gender. And I'll just make it a varchar 400. Now you could make it a simple char field, you could make it some sort of custom type, or you could even, I don't know what other options. But I'm just going to go with a varchar 400. So we'll do that, we'll click update, we'll update the database and add our field in. And that was successful. So now we have that field in our database. We can come back to the Server Explorer, hit refresh, and we now have a gender field. So now to synchronize this with our data transfer objects, I'm going to go to the Solution Explorer, go under Models, Data for me, and then go to the User Object. And I'll just come down here to the bottom and do public string, gender, and set that with a getSet. So we've now synchronized our DTO, our user object, with our table fields. So now the fun part begins. I've actually set a series of bookmarks inside of my controller to know to go back to these particular sections and add the gender. So to start off with, under my account controller, this is my create action, and this is the post back for the create. I want to go in and add a mapping. So I'm going to say I'm setting up a new user DTO here. So I'm going to say gender equals, and this is my new user view model dot gender. So we can now load gender into our database, and then I have another bookmark further down. And if you're curious about the bookmarks, basically there's an option here on your toolbar where you can put a little bookmark on a particular line of code. So I use those to help jump to my particular spots. So I'm going to go to my next bookmark. So I'm jumping to the edit action inside of my account controller, and this is the HTTP GET for my edit. So I'm going to say gender equals user DTO dot gender. So again, what I'm doing is I'm taking the gender from the DTO this time and I'm loading it into my view model. And we can go ahead and toggle off that bookmark. And then I'll jump to the next bookmark. And this is then the post for my edit action under my account controller. So coming down here, I'm then taking the data from the edit view model and putting it into the user data transfer object. All right, so we can now save that. I can drop this bookmark and we can do a quick build and run. And I'll choose login, create an account, and I'll go ahead and create a new. Choose my gender and click create. So now we can jump back to our application. We'll stop debugging and right click on our table and say show table data. And there's our new user with a gender all the way at the end here. All right, so that's how we add a field to our database, add the DTO property, and then incorporate that into our application.